Hi, my name is Hardik and I am going to show how to deploy an application on the Google Cloud Platform. This is a part of Lab-2 of subject CMPE281 Cloud Computing. Let's get started. So, I'll show you how to deploy a JavaScript, specifically Node.js application on the Google Cloud Services. So, let's go to the browser and go to the Google Cloud. Okay, so this is how the Google Cloud Platform looks like. Since I have already created my account, so I'm going to sign in. And if uh, you want to create your account, then you can do a sign up regularly, and you are also given like $300 cash to use the Google Cloud Platform if you are having a fresh start. So I'm going to sign in. I have a couple of accounts with me, so I'm going to choose this one. And let me Okay, so I have successfully signed in from one of my Google account, and since I have already signed up and signed in previously, so it doesn't ask me for the other beginners option. Else, if you are going to start it freshly, it will show you a couple of window and slides to get you started. So now we are going to host our services on the Google Cloud Platform. So I'm going to go on the console. So upon signing, it will hit me to the dashboard where I can see the cards. The cards basically contains the projects which I hosted, the resources which I'm consuming, my app engines. I'll gonna cover the app engine concept real quick, and billing also I can see it from my dashboard itself. If I have any error reporting, I can check the errors, what was the log and timestamp of the errors. uh, we can also see the typical APIs what we are using in our applications, and we have a couple of video tutorials which will show you how to deploy an application. So let's get started, and let me show you the app engine. So this is basically the Google app engine where we want to see our app and all those things. Since I have already hosted like one or two apps, it may show me some kind of graphs and things like that. Right now the services are disabled, so it's not showing anything. So let's go and deploy an application. Okay, so we have to go to the deployment. Now we are at the deployment window. We can see like the three basic functions in the deployment. One is the source code. Source code is where your entire source code for the current application is residing. Since I mean these are like the default repositories which comes along with whenever you want to create your new project. Then we have another repository settings. Let's click on those things. So Google Cloud Platform by default gives you the repository, which is kind of a package for the Hello World in the different languages to get you started. So as you can see over here, I can see my project. Uh, I want to create my own project. So let's do that thing first. I have like a couple of projects hosted over here. Let me go and get a fresh start. My project, let me say, is calculator. We are going to host a calculator. Create. So it's basically creating calculator for me. View more project. So now we can see over here we have freshly created our project called calculator. Since it's a fresh project, we don't see any cards over here coming up. Now first of all, let's deploy our application on this newly created instance. We call it as instance. So every time when we create a new project, it's called as instance technically. So now we are going to the deployment environment. We can see like your cloud repository is empty since we haven't pushed anything over here. I would rather prefer to have the shell option because many of the developers, they are like pretty comfortable to use the shell. We can use the Google's shell, which is like web-based services from over here. Yep. So now we are inside our instance. We can see there is a source folder over here. Okay, so let's clone my one of the repository which I have created in my previous subjects. This is a JavaScript Node.js repository and the application is calculator. Okay, so we can see over here the we can see over here the calculator folder is created. And we can see the couple of files and folders over here. The first thing, when we have the Node.js project, we'll have to do the npm install so that it will pull up all the dependencies which is required for my application. The entire package libraries will reside into Node modules folder. We can see it over here. Now since we have our local app which is set in the server, let's try to start the application by hitting npm start. Yes, so the application has started. Let's check it out whether it is rendered over the internet or not. So here we can see the option of web preview on port 8080. Okay, so it's asking me about my password since we have locally hosted this. Okay, so this is showing me an error because of the port mismatch. Basically, my application is written on 3000 and this is asking me for the 8080. So let's check. Let's try to change the port itself in the application. I have my ports and every information which is there in bin. Then I have it in www. I'm opening it through Vim editor, and let me just change the port what I'm using for my native application. We can see over here we are using the port 3000 and we can use the port 8080 for development purpose. Now since we have changed the port, let's try once again running the application. Yes, so we can see that our application is coming on this dynamic link. Why this is showing the broken code? Because probably, yep, so it is rendering the HTTPS, but my application is designed for the HTTP. So what we can do, we can temporarily load unsafe scripts option. Yep, so now we can see the entire preview of the application. Let's try checking one of the example over here. Yes, so it's working fine. Okay, so now since it's a locally running, we want to deploy it on the cloud platform. So in order to deploy it on the cloud platform, it's very easy. We have several commands for the deployment. The basic command for the Google Cloud is gcloud. So this is the command which we are going to use in numerous ways, and we can always write gcloud help So it will give you a hint of options. So we have like couple of commands, group, account, and what else. uh, I'm going to exit from this window since I already know how to deploy the things. So the command for deployment of the app is gcloud deploy app. Hit enter. So this is showing some error. uh, Let me just check once again. Oops. So we can say the previous command gcloud app deploy. I think this should work. Yep. So it will ask me for the places where I want to deploy this. I'll say it's a central US. So yeah, this will take some time. So I'm pausing the video and let me come back once this process gets finished. So now we are done with our application installation and the deployment process. I believe the app is being deployed on the cloud service successfully. We can check the link through which we can access our hosted application through the command gcloud app browse. So once we'll have this command, we can see the hyperlink which is being generated over here. We can take this link and we can go online. We can check on the browser. Yes, we can see the app is already deployed and it's running on the given URL. Since we need to disable the HTTPS, we'll make it as load unset scripts. Okay, 2 divided by 2, 1, 2 minus 2, 0, 2 plus 2, 4. Yes, so pretty much everything. So we are now successfully hosted our application on the Google Cloud Platform. Let's check the other statistics as well. Let me just unhide this thing and let me go to my home directory. I can see the entire dashboard of my application. Now my project info is this. I have the resources which is running one. I have consumed one app engine. So I have one app engine. I have also like couple of buckets as my cloud storage over here. Uh, since there is no traffic on the website, I am not incurring any billing for particular traffic, I believe. But it is also having some statistics if you want to see in detail. Yes, so this is what the estimated charges says. It says $0 right now. I can see a whole lot of other stuff, right? Let me just go and check my app engine summary. These are basically APIs, like how many requests, response, and things like that. So let's just check it out. What are the things? This will show me how much is the traffic being generated. We can clearly see that today at 9:19 p.m. My traffic goes increasing. This color lines, it's like different color codes. It will show me the different resources which I have been using it. Since my application is mainly passing the JSON objects, so I can see that there are 63 JSON objects which are being passed through my application. And yep, these are all couple of things. These are all disables, so I can't see the latency. It shows me the errors, how many errors I have been incurred. And this is just the graph for the 1 hour. I can also see a lot of many other features. I have like my credentials library and so many features in my application thing. And this will show me the other various functions like the compute engine, like let's say the app engine. Now this should show me a performance thing of my application services. this. So how many instances I have been using it right now? Let me just go ahead and refresh it. I can see that I have been using two SSH certificates for my application. Now, if we want to disable our application for certain period of time, because the time it is running on the cloud, we would be incurring our cost for the deployment of the resources. So if you want to free up your resources, you can easily do it by going to the App Engine settings. Over here there is an option called disable application. Once I hit this button, it will disable my online resources which are being consumed by my app. So that way I would not be incur any charges for this particular application. uh, if I want to permanently delete this application, I can also do that. I'll have to go to my home. I'll have to check my manage project setting, and there is an option called delete. So once I'll delete, it will free up my resources what are being consumed through this particular